Welcome to FargoFX. This is Jason, and you are watching Subscriber Builds 13. If you haven't seen the others, there will be a link at the end of this video to that playlist, so you can check them out. And also, if you are interested in contributing to FargoFX Subscriber Builds, the email is right up here. And you can just send me a few pictures of some of your work and include a little description, maybe a description of the work, a little bit about yourself. And also remember that builds could be really a variety of things. Most of what we've done has been blacksmithing related, metal work, maybe a little bit with woodwork, but I would definitely take a look at other DIY type projects as well. So with that, we'll jump right into it. First up today, we have Kostas from Greece. As you may recall, he has submitted work to us before, and he has continued to do some great work and wanted to share some knives that he had made this summer. Just as a reminder, I will let everybody know that if you've submitted work before, that's perfectly fine. You can submit work again. It's always inspiring to see the work that you're doing, and it really gives us a window into your learning process and how your skills are developing. So I absolutely welcome additional submissions from those who have submitted before. So this knife with the bronze hilt, he said this is called I hope I'm pronouncing this right, a lefkada or lefkada. Now I have to admit, I didn't know anything about that type of knife. So I did a little bit of research, and I won't go into a lot of detail on it, but there's some very interesting stories behind this type of knife. There's a specific island where it comes from, one of the Greek Isles, and apparently that's actually the name of the island. Some of these designs date back hundreds of years. So what I'll do here is put up the name of the knife, and I believe this is also the name of the island where they come from. And if you want to do a Google search on that, I think you'll find the history of it really fascinating. And then several of these other knives have these really beautiful Damascus patterns. Very, very striking. I love the work on these, the patterns and the color. This is really beautiful work. I also want to share one other image and just call attention to the work that he did on this karambit. For anybody who's ever forged a karambit, you know that there are a lot of kind of unique challenges, both with the forging process itself, shaping the knife and forging the knife, and then also with sharpening the blade. So this can be a really tricky and challenging kind of knife to work on, and I think Kostas did a great job on this. So thanks for sharing your work again with us, and thanks also for sharing the lefkada. It was really fun to learn a little bit about the history of that knife. And again, I would encourage anybody that's interested in knives to definitely look that up. There's a fascinating history there. So Kostas, keep up the great work, and as you continue to develop these skills, feel free to send us more examples. Next up, we have Alexi from Texas. He's 15 years old, and he says his family is Russian, but moved to Texas when he was just a baby. This is his very first blacksmithing project. He forged out a rough shape and then used files to refine the shape and to put in a bevel. After the file work was done, he cleaned it up on the belt sander, and originally he had intended to put some oak scales on it, but unfortunately he misplaced the oak scales. And in a way, although I'm sure it was disappointing for him, I'm kind of glad that he didn't put those scales on, because it really gives us an opportunity to see the forging work and to get a real sense of the character that forging puts into a blade. Alexi, thank you for sharing this with us. You have done an absolutely fantastic job, especially for a first knife. I think it's really cool that you decided to really tackle the process of forging and knife making using a hammer, using hand tools, forging out the shape and refining it with a file. You can learn a lot from watching somebody else work or from a video, but when you take the time to go through that whole process yourself, it's just amazing how much more you learn. I think you've done fantastic work, and you are well on your way to really developing some great skills here. And again, I look forward to seeing more work from you in the future if you have anything else you want to submit. And thanks again for sharing this work with us so that we could be inspired by it. Last up today, we have Nick. Nick started knife making when he was 16 years old and apparently spent some time away from the craft but decided to pick it back up at age 19. Now he says from left to right in this photo you can see his work from the first knife he made to the most recent knife. And I think this is a really cool window into the learning process that he went through as he developed his craft. And you can definitely see his skills develop over time. I will say that even that one on the far left that was his first knife, although it may be somewhat crude in overall appearance, I do believe it would be, very much a versatile and functional knife, especially with a good edge on it. But you can definitely see how his skills improved over time. I love the different finishes and the use of different wood in the scales. All of these look like very much versatile and useful blade designs. I love the contrast between the different grain patterns in the wood, the dark and the light, in that knife on the right. I'm also really interested in that sheath. He didn't mention in the email whether he made that sheath himself or whether that was something that came from somewhere else. Maybe Nick will comment below and let us know a little bit about that sheath. But all of these knives look great. And Nick, again, I think it's really cool that you gave us that insight into the process of learning. And also, as he mentioned in the email, he hopes that his story will inspire people to keep working even if you get off to a rough start. And that is a thing I can really personally identify with. That's definitely true of the blacksmithing craft or knife making. But I think it's true of a lot of things in life. And I'll be honest, running this channel has not always been easy or fun, coming up with new projects to do and staying on a schedule so that I can actually get videos out in a timely way. But that is such an important lesson that even if you get discouraged or you quit for a while or you think you're not going to be able to do it, that if you get back up and keep working, press on through whatever difficulties you're having, in the end, that persistence is really going to pay off. So thank you, Nick. Thanks for sharing this with us. And thanks to all of you for sharing your work. It's always encouraging to see what kind of work other people are doing and to really get that insight into the process of learning and finding out what inspires other people and what kind of designs they come up with. I really want to say thanks to all of you who have submitted work for us to look at and be inspired by. And with that, we're going to wrap it up for this episode. There are probably 2 or 3 more emails in the queue right now, so we should be out with another episode here pretty soon. If you submitted work a long time ago, more than say a month or 2 ago, and you haven't seen it yet, by all means send me another email, because it is possible that somehow I missed your submission and I want to make sure to have the opportunity to share everybody's work. So thanks to all of you for watching the show. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. And also, if anybody wants to contribute directly to the channel, I do have a Patreon link, so I'll put that up at the end here. And with that, I will just say, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, have a wonderful time, and we'll see you in the next video.